We are previewing this weekend's releases, plus we got some more DCU news to cover and news on more upcoming projects on the January 15th edition of Movie News Daily. Let's get into it. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Welcome back into JC's Movies, where you can see all kind of movie and TV show talk with me, JC, here today to break down Movie News Daily, January 15th edition, where we have plenty of subjects to cover, and we're bringing you movie news every weekday here, Monday through Friday. So be sure, hit that subscribe button if you're a fan of movies and TV shows, especially superhero, horror, and comedy. That's the main genres we love to cover here on JC's Movies. So be sure, hit those subscribe button if that's up your alley. And while you're in here, you can also help us out really quickly just by hitting that thumbs up button. Giving this video a like will help us a ton with that YouTube algorithm, helps us find more movie and TV show fans like you and me. And with that bit of housekeeping out of the way, let's get into this January 15th edition of Movie News Daily. All right, so as I said, we'll lead it off with the preview of this weekend's releases. We have in theaters, 28 years later, The Bone Temple. Never been a big fan of the 28 days, 28 weeks later franchise. I've actually never seen any of them. Maybe one day I'll catch up on that. So that one's not much for me. But one that I probably will watch will be The Rip, which is a Netflix movie that actually comes out tomorrow. So hopefully I'll watch that tomorrow and get a review for you guys out over the weekend would be the plan here for The Rip. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon together again in a Joe Carnahan directed movie, which if you guys didn't know, back in 2020, Boss Level, directed by Joe Carnahan, was one of my favorite movies of the year. So I'm hyped for this one. I'm checking out The Rip, and hopefully we'll have a review up on the channel in the near future as well. In addition to that, we have some limited releases here like Killer Whale, Charlie the Wonder Dog, and then Dead Man's Wire, which I hadn't heard about, but you got Bill Skarsgård and Al Pacino in here. Dacker Montgomery from Stranger Things. Coleman Domingo. So pretty good cast in Dead Man's Wire. That might be one to check out as well. And then also this week you got Sheepdog. And then Night Patrol, which Justin Long, CM Punk, RJ Cyler, Dermot Mulroney. You know, I've seen the trailers for this one. Half cop movie, half potential vampire movie. So Night Patrol might be one to check out as well. And then lastly, this is when we begin the re-release of the Lord of the Rings trilogy here in theaters. Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring out this weekend. And then we have A Private Life, which is a Jodie Foster limited release. That will be out as well to kind of wrap up what I want to cover here as far as upcoming releases that you may be interested in here on the January 15th edition of Movie News Daily. And then from there to some DCU news, as we had Jason Momoa talking a little bit about playing Lobo on Supergirl on the Today Show. Here's a 10-second clip.
Supergirl. You play the villain in Supergirl.
Play Lobo.
What can you tell us?
He's amazing. It's my ultimate dream to play Lobo.
Okay.
I wanted to play him more than Aquaman. This is it.
Hey, some pretty good stuff there. He said, this is dream. This is what he wanted to play even more than Aquaman. And personally, he definitely fits the character of Lobo more than Aquaman. I think this is a great casting right here with Jason Momoa as Lobo. So excited to see him back in the DC universe, but this time as a villain in the Supergirl movie. Can't wait for Supergirl. Sticking with our DC news here, we have James Gunn debunking a previous rumor here, courtesy of DC Film News on X. James Gunn says, fiction, sorry, screenplay isn't finished. So the rumor that the screenplay for Batman Brave and the Bold was finished, not true. Still waiting on a finished screenplay for the DCU Batman movie, which will be titled The Brave and the Bold. And from there, we talk a little Superman while we're talking DC, because I can't tell you how many videos I've watched or people I've seen talk about Superman saying, oh man, this lost money for DC, this underperformed. That is just simply not the case. Made DC Studios more than $100 million in profit, according to Screen Rant here on social media. We're talking over 600 million worldwide, over 260 international, and 350 plus domestic, as we see here shared by Screen Rant. And I'll share the picture that they shared here on the screen as well, as it has at least $100 million in profit revealed in a new DC Studios report. And while we're talking about Superman, may as well talk about Rotten Tomatoes honoring Superman. We've talked about some honors in the past Movie News Daily episode, which are well-deserved. If you haven't seen my top 5 films of 2025 list, check it out. You might just see Superman on there. But Superman was awarded the Golden Tomato by Rotten Tomatoes for the fan favorite action movie of the year. Love to see that. The DCU is in great hands. The DCU has a bright future. Hopefully, Supergirl follows in the same course and is awarded and highly regarded, just like Superman has been. And then next up, we're following up on a previous report where we talked about Paramount trying to sue Netflix in this Warner Brothers deal as this drama continues. But a judge rejected Paramount/Skydance's motion to expedite their lawsuit against Warner Brothers Discovery, which is seeking, of course, the details and the financial records on the deal with Netflix. In the ruling, the judge said Paramount failed to display how it would suffer irreparable harm by Warner Brothers Discovery's alleged deficient disclosures. So looks like this thing is going to go through. Netflix is probably going to purchase Warner Brothers, according to this report by Variety. It's all done but the crying now, and Paramount continues to do some crying. And I'm not in favor of necessarily Paramount or Netflix, either one. Just sharing the facts here. Paramount had a higher offer, but Warner Brothers went with Netflix's offer. Now that's why Paramount wants to sue, wants to know the financials and all of that. But I think it's all a moot point, because I think this is going to end up with Netflix owning Warner Brothers Discovery, and that's going to be it. And then for the Star Wars fans out here, I know they'll be happy about this one. This is something they've wanted for a long time. Kathleen Kennedy on the way out. I believe this is her last month, something like that. I can't remember the exact timeline, but Dave Filoni and Lin-Manuel Brennan will officially replace her as the co-presidents of Lucasfilm. Filoni will oversee all creative development, where Brennan will oversee all the executive duties in the Star Wars franchise moving forward. And from there to another franchise that I'm not personally ever been a big fan of, never really tuned into Tomb Raider, but those of you that are know that Sophie Turner is playing Laura Croft in the new Tomb Raider series, and here is the first look right here, as you can see on the screen, of Sophie Turner as Laura Croft in the reboot of Tomb Raider. And then we've got news on the Harry Potter franchise, which I was late to the party on, just recently watching for the first time a couple of years ago or so, that entire franchise. But that's cool, because now I'm just in time to watch the reboot as the Harry Potter series begins, where each season is going to cover one book of the franchise, and Hans Zimmer is going to score. He's going to compose the score there for that Harry Potter series, so that's going to be a banger. We know Hans Zimmer always delivers, so Hans Zimmer scoring that Harry Potter series is going to be pretty sweet, and that will be releasing in 2027. And shout out to Culture Crave on X for that info. And then just lastly, I had to share this from IndieWire, because after hearing, Cody Leach talk and wax poetic about this movie, I got a feeling this might be one of the best releases in 2026, and that is The Rivals of Amziah King, which is the Matthew McConaughey vehicle that he raved about, having seen it in a festival last year. It was actually his top movie of 2025, so I've been looking forward to it, and the fact that we now have a release date gets me even more excited. Limited release August 14th before expanding on August 21st. So close to the fall there, the dog days of summer, we'll be able to see The Rivals of Amziah King here in August of 2026. So be on the lookout of that, courtesy of IndieWire, sharing it here on social media as we wrap up Movie News Daily. And that's what I got for today. Appreciate you guys tuning into this one. Be back with you guys tomorrow on January 16th for one more day of Movie News Daily, as we bring you this every weekday, Monday through Friday. Be sure to subscribe here to the channel if you're a fan of movies and TV shows, so you can be updated on some movie news, some upcoming projects, all that fun stuff. We'll keep you up to date on here on JC's Movies. And if you haven't yet, check out my first review of 2026. Got my out of theater reaction and a short here on the channel for Primate, and just uploaded my spoiler field review today for the movie as well. So check that out if you haven't already. Spread the word to movie fans you may know, and we'll continue to hopefully build this channel up and talk some movies together, because that's what I love, is talking movies with you guys that have the same interests as me, and we all love movies and TV shows, and getting to chat about them together makes this all worthwhile. So really appreciate you guys tuning into this video, following Movie News Daily, subscribing to the channel, and of course checking out this video, and I will catch you on the next one.